قال من أنصاري إلى الله قال الحواريون نحن أنصار الله آمنا بالله واشهد بأننا مسلمون ربنا آمنا بما أنزلت واتبعنا الرسول فاكتبنا مع الشاهدين ومكروا ومكر الله والله خير الماكرين صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين فلما أحس عيسى منهم الكفر. So when Isa sensed kufr in them, disbelief in them. So yesterday we had read that what were the teachings of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. He proved to them through his miracles that he is the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was a musaddiq or a certifier of Torah that was already with them, and then he made he added on to their Sharia by making some things that were impermissible in the Torah permissible upon them, halal upon them. But after all that happened, فَلَمَّا أَحَسَّ عِيسَى مِنْهُمُ الْكُفْرُ, when Isa sensed kufr from them, so after all these things, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam sensed that these people are still not going to believe. فَلَمَّا أَحَسَّ عِيسَى, he sensed, أَحَسَّ عِيسَى مِنْهُمُ الْكُفْرِ, he sensed kufr from them, disbelief from them. قال, he said, he called out, Man ansari ilallah. Ansar are the Nusrat, we use this, that somebody who helps or supports someone else. The Prophet ﷺ was supported by the Ansar of Medina. They were called Ansar, the people who helped the Prophet ﷺ, supported the Prophet ﷺ. These, he called out to them, Man ansari ilallah. Who are my helpers in the way of Allah? قال الحواريون نحن أنصار الله. The Hawariyin, Hawari basically means someone who's a companion, a friend, Hawari. It is basically driven from the word hur, and we may have come across this word hur. The damsels in Jannah are called hur. But hur literally means white. So these people are called Hawari because of the purity of their heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has resembled them to something that's pure and clean white. Hawari. قال الحواريون, said the Hawariyin. The Hawari. نحن أنصار الله, we are the helpers of Allah. What does that mean? Were they going to help Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself? No. By helping the Prophet of Allah, by helping the deen of Allah, they are as if helping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This has been the scheme of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at various places in the Quran, that someone who helps and supports becomes Ansar of the deen or the Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatever time they are. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers to it as helping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who has the power, who has the capacity to help Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? But this is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He calls it like that. نحن أنصار الله آمنا بالله واشهد بأننا مسلمون. We have believed in we believe in Allah. Washhad, shahadat. So be our witness. بأننا مسلمون, that we are Muslims. So like we have explained before as well, that the deen of all the Anbiya was in fact Islam. What is the meaning of Islam? To submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bear this very clearly in your minds, that Islam does not, the literal meaning of Islam does not mean peace, as some people would like to have you believe. The literal meaning of Islam is to submit, to give in to the will of someone. Washhad bi anna muslimun, so we are Muslims. Rabbana, our Lord. Amanna, we have believed. Bima anzalta, what we have believed in. Bima anzalta, whatever you have revealed. Wattaba'na rasula, and not only that, but we have followed the messenger. So this is the requirement in every single time, that not only follow the book, but also follow the Rasul that is given to you. And this is what they are saying. Amanna bima anzalt, number one, we have believed in what you have given to us, the book. وَاتَّبَعْنَا الرَّسُولَ, and we have followed the Rasul, the Prophet. فَاكْتُبْنَا مَعَ الشَّاهِدِينَ, so record us. فَاكْتُبْنَا, kitabat, write. Kitab, write. فَاكْتُبْنَا, write us ma'a shahidin, from among the ones who bear witness to the truth. وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. One thing that should be remembered, that Al-Mufassirin have clarified in this ayah, is that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam did not wait for the Hawariyeen to become his supporters to start giving his da'wat, to start calling people towards the one deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was alone, he's one and the only Nabi among them, and he was alone, and he started giving his da'wah. So whoever has to work for deen, they shouldn't wait for their supporters. They should start propagating the right message in whatever capacity they have and whatever responsibility has been placed upon them. And then when the time comes, when the need arises, as the need arises, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala joins people with them. Similar is the case with Hawari. And then you don't have to have a big group, because Al-Mufassirin have written that Hawari, these people who took the side of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam and basically went against their whole nation, this huge group of Bani Israel. These were only how many people? 12 people. That's it. 12 people. But these were such great people that the mention of these people we are reading here today in the Quran. So this is the virtue of helping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by helping the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter what the odds are. No matter what the odds are, help the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter how few you may be. Help the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold you in great esteem and with great honor. وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. They, the opponents of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, devised a plan. Makar, we use this in our language as well. Somebody is doing makar, but that we always use in a negative meaning. In Arabic, makar is a neutral word. It's a neutral word. Makar, if done for good reasons, is a good thing. Makar, if done for bad reasons, is a bad thing. So it basically just means devising a plan. If you devise a plan for something good, your makar is good. In terms of Arabic. Urdu, we use this in a negative meaning always. وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ. So they devised a plan, وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ, and Allah devised a plan. وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ, and Allah is the best of all planners. So the tafsir written here is that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that I am the khayrul makirin, I am the best of makirin, or I am the best of those who devise a plan, the superiority and the beauty of the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, number one, it is the strongest and fail proof. Number one, it is the strongest and fail proof. Number two, it is at the right time. It is at the most appropriate time. So whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala plans for anyone, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does it in the strongest of possible manner, in a fail-proof manner, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does it at the right, specific, exact time when it is supposed to be done. With the next ayah, the meaning of the next ayah is pretty long and it requires a lot of clarification. So inshallah we'll do it next time. We'll just stop here, ayah 54 here. The plan that the opponents of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, so just to give us a background, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam was opposed by the Jewish people. And they actually, their plan, the makr that they did, the plan that they devised was to, they basically said so many negative things about Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. For example, he's claiming to be a god. He's claiming, he's looking for kingdom and all those things to that king at that time, that he stood up against Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam and had him restricted to a house. He imprisoned him literally in a house. And then he finally commanded for them, commanded them to, Nauzubillah, kill Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. So when they went in there, this was their plan, that when they went in there to crucify him, to pick him up and crucify him, the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started. What was the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed the face of one of them, from one of them, and changed their face and their appearance to look like Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. And what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do to the original Isa alayhi salam? In the next ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lifted him up. With physical body, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lifted him up. We'll read the details of this, but this is the plan that they were doing. And how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reverse their plan? They actually crucified someone from among their own group. The people who went in there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala transformed one of them to look like Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. They picked him up and they crucified him. So what happened was that when that happened, both the Christians and the Jews, both the Nasara and the Yahud, believe that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam is killed. Na'uzubillah. But there is a difference. There's a difference. The Yahud think that he was killed and done for good. The Nasara said that he was killed, but they still believe this, that he was given another life, and then he, Na'uzubillah, because he was God, he basically went through the process of death, and then to compensate to different factions of different Nasara or the Christians believe different things about him, but they basically thought that he has been killed and gone through this great torture to compensate for the sins of all humanity. One faction, the most prevalent belief in them. There's other tiny fractions who believe other things, but all of them, both the Jewish people and the Christians, actually believe that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam was killed. So we'll inshallah clarify this next time. He was not killed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is clarifying this for sure in clear words in the Quran. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala sayyidil mursaleen. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbi ighfir warham wa anta khayrul rahimin. Sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqih. Sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amin.